Welcome to the iDeaL approach for schools. This video sets out to orientate you with the iDeaL platform. We hope it enables you to be confident to find all the information, assessments and activities you need. If you're an individual teacher user, you will be required to complete the sections in a certain order. This enables us to ensure you are well supported to build your knowledge and practice before you begin assessing and teaching various aspects of the iDeaL approach. Let's come into the Schools tab, which is what you will click to get access to your courses in the iDeaL learning approach. The iDeaL Startup section is the first section you will come to. This includes information about the iDeaL approach. It includes learning modules on both the science of reading and structured literacy. It is also where you will find an explanation of the iDeaL scope and sequence for teaching and learning. And you will also find a range of reading material to assist you to increase your knowledge before getting started, as well as iDeaL terms and definitions that you will be referencing during your time using the iDeaL approach. The iDeaL Startup section must be completed before gaining access to other sections. iDeaL Professional Learning section contains many professional learning modules for teachers and intervention specialists. When you come into the iDeaL Assessment section, you will find that the section includes a module of learning for you to develop further understanding as to why we assess the aspects we do in the iDeaL approach, as well as how to administer these effectively. All iDeaL assessment PDF materials may be accessed here for ease. This section is also where you will come to enter your students' data once you have assessed your students. We'll also generate reports here, as well as progress updates. If we come into the Markbook here, you will see this is where you would enter student data. Once that student data has been entered, you would then go to the reporting part and generate, for example, a term 1 or a comparison report over a period of terms 1, perhaps terms 2 and term 4 for a student or a group of students. A learning plan or report is available for an individual, a group or class of students, and as well as being a team leader or a school principal, you can come into the group and comparison report section by following the tabs here to find your way and generate a picture of achievement in the iDeaL Foundation literacy skills for a selected cohort, year level, gender or ethnicity. We envisage this data will be very useful for tracking the success of both teaching and learning. You will notice here when I come into this individual report, it tells me to begin teaching from this particular concept here. I can click anywhere on this graph and it will take me directly to the appropriate teaching material. Let's go back now though and look here at the iDeaL Instruction section. The iDeaL Instruction section is a part of the platform which the purpose is centred around building your pedagogy. This section endeavours to help you build more knowledge and gives examples of practice that will help you to move every student in foundation literacy skills. Let's head on over now to the iDeaL Resource section. If I click here, it will lead me to the iDeaL Resources. I have that tab open here. You can see that in the iDeaL Resources section is where you will find all of the teaching activities you need based on your students' identified learning needs. As you can see, they are organised in specific sections according to those needs of your students. The iDeaL scope and sequence is outlined here, and you might like to print the scope and sequence off, as it will direct you to, for example, if your data tells you that you're working in stage 2, this is the specific scope and sequence just for stage 2, and then stage 3 and stage 4. If we now go into the stage 2 scope and sequence, you can enter this particular section and stage 3 and 4, just like we have here, coming through these tabs into the resource section, or alternatively, you would be led straight here from clicking on your graphed data like I referred to before when we were looking at the reporting. I'm going to now come in and show you one of the concept teaching materials. And I'm going to come in here and click into diagraphs and then come down as if I were coming into number 6, Chester the chimp. If I click on the basic CH concept, this will open up in the window that I am in. Each concept has a word list and whānau tips to build understanding at home. There are many have sentences for dictation, decodable reading passages, vocabulary activities, and also include specific phonological or phonemic awareness activities. You may choose to read through the various parts of the concept that are relevant particularly for you, which most definitely in the first instance would be the must-dos and could-dos. You may also like to present and teach directly from your TV screen in your classroom, or print various pages from the concept. But we do encourage you to be environmentally minded when you're printing off any materials. The iDeaL planning templates and examples of these completed are also available here in the iDeaL planning templates section. At a later date, we will have for you embedded PowerPoints for each concept, as well as supporting lesson plans that will help you along your way. And the final section in the iDeaL Learning Approach Schools platform is the iDeaL Leadership section. In the iDeaL Leadership section, you would find information, activities, and exemplars that are available to those who are registered as a whole school. The purpose of this section is to support school leaders who are working alongside and or without a Learning Matters consultant to successfully lead through change and practice in their schools. The focus shifts here to areas of school culture, reviewing your current literacy implementation plans and curriculum documents, as well as how you might use intervention indicators to determine eligibility for resourcing of intervention groups, templates and exemplars for your iDeaL literacy coach, parent meeting examples for if you're going to have a whānau meeting, board of trustees or community presentation, some staff meeting starter presentations, organising your resources, tips and tools for sustaining your iDeaL approach, and you will also have access to the dyslexia best practice school indicators. I hope that you've found this orientation of the iDeaL approach really useful, and that you have greater confidence in using the iDeaL approach to the best of your ability.